Welcome back, everyone. Again, Deacon Evan Ponton is with us, and he's going to continue to talk and share with us about his vocation story and his joy and anticipation about becoming ordained in about 3 or so weeks. And today, just as a reminder, holy orders is one of the 7 sacraments, and there are 3 levels to holy orders. The first is the diaconate, the second is the priesthood, and then the third is the episcopacy. So deacons, priests, and bishops, all united in holy orders, all as a sacrament of service to the church, service to God, and to God's people. And there comes a point in time in a seminarian's life and a deacon's life when he is almost there to be ordained a priest. And there's such great, joyful anticipation for him, for the parish, for the diocese or archdiocese, for his family, for very many people. And I'd like to ask Deacon Evan Ponton what you are most looking forward to as a priest.
Sure. I'm glad that you opened with speaking of the sacraments, because while that's not the only thing priests do, it is a central aspect of a priest's identity, their very being, and certainly something as we're going through seminary, taking our courses, doing our ministry placements, our internships, we always have an eye towards that goal of being able to celebrate the mysteries of the faith in the sacrament. And so certainly I think you couldn't say anything more than just that wonderful desire to celebrate the Eucharist for the first time. So after ordination, the next day, usually you return and you celebrate your first Mass at your home parish, the community that has formed you in faith since, in my case, since I was a child. And to be able to celebrate the Mass of the Lord's Supper for that first time, to unite myself with Christ in the offering of that sacrifice of the altar, it's really just a sublime moment, really kind of beyond words. And it's really a celebration for the community as well. So it's not just something that I feel like I get to do, it's that I get to share this with the people who matter the most to me, the people that I'm dedicating my life to. So, I'm certainly the Eucharist, I don't know, I think you can tell that that's certainly what we aspire to.
Nothing greater than the Eucharist, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Christ at the Last Supper, the great high priest, institutes the Eucharist and the priesthood there at the Last Supper, and then chooses these men, gives them the commission to do this in memory of me. And that's precisely what we celebrate with every Eucharist. And the fact that you're going to be able to do that with your home parish, the people of God from which you came, from which you were called, those who chose you and supported you and encouraged you, and you'll be able to return and say thank you to them and give them the greatest gift of thanksgiving, the Eucharist, which is what the Eucharist means, thanksgiving. And then that, please God, can also inspire and encourage, hopefully, other men, younger or older men, to consider a vocation of service to the church.
Yeah, and I think, when we pray for vocations as a parish community, and often in intercessions or in the back in the lobby, you have your pictures of your seminarians from your diocese. Having that vision of what really that end goal is, imagine it as a young man being called and then returning to celebrate the Eucharist in your community. It's really something special.
Incredibly so, isn't it?
Really.
It's a homecoming.
Yes.
A homecoming and a recognition that there is a great sense of dynamism and of community and of faith there in that particular parish community, that they were able to bring a vocation forward. And, perhaps not every parish has that necessarily, but we can all pray that from within our own parishes, that there are many vocations to the priesthood and to religious life. And let's remember, too, that all of us have a vocation, not just those who serve the church as ministers, but everyone has a valid vocation from God, whether it's the single celibate life, whether it's the married state, or whether it's the priesthood or religious life. It is a vocation that is a call from God to serve him and his people. And again, my dear friends of Christ, when you and I serve God as he calls us to do, you and I, we make space for grace.